Imagine a young boy, a journey of overcoming. A young boy named Amir, just stepping into his teenage years. He had always been a curious and lively child, but something about crossing into his first year as a teenager felt like stepping into uncharted waters. At 13, Amir's world, once simple and predictable, was now a swirling storm of emotions, expectations, and uncertainty. He felt overwhelmed, like a sailor lost at sea without a compass. The overwhelm of the first year. Amir's family had high hopes for him. His father, a strict but loving man, often reminded him of the importance of education. "You're the eldest, Amir. You must set an example for your siblings," he would say. Amir's mother, on the other hand, was his sanctuary, always ready with a comforting hug or a plate of his favorite samosas. Yet, even her warmth couldn't shield him from the pressures mounting at school. In his first year of high school, Amir found himself thrust into an environment far more competitive than he had anticipated. His peers seemed smarter, more confident, and far more composed. The teacher's expectations felt insurmountable, and the daily homework was like a mountain he couldn't climb. Worse still, Amir struggled to make friends. His introverted nature made it difficult to strike up conversations, and he often found himself eating lunch alone, pretending to be engrossed in a book to mask his loneliness. The overwhelm extended beyond academics and social struggles. Amir's body was changing in ways he didn't fully understand, and the emotional turbulence that came with it was unsettling. He felt a constant knot in his stomach, a mix of anxiety and self-doubt. Nights were the hardest. He'd lie awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering why everything felt so heavy and out of control. The turning point, the third year. By the time Amir reached the third year of his teenage journey, he had hit rock bottom. His grades had plummeted, and his teachers had started calling home. "Amir has potential, but he's not applying himself," they'd say. His father's disappointment was palpable, and even his mother's patience seemed to be wearing thin. One evening, after yet another argument with his father about his poor performance, Amir stormed out of the house. He wandered aimlessly through the neighborhood, eventually finding himself at the local park. There, he sat on a swing, the cool night air brushing against his face, and let his tears flow freely. It was in that moment of despair that Amir met Mr. Salim, an elderly man who frequented the park. Mr. Salim was known in the neighborhood as the wise old man who always had a kind word and a story to share. Seeing Amir's tear-streaked face, he approached and sat down on the swing next to him. "Rough day?" Mr. Salim asked gently. Amir nodded, unable to find the words. "You know," Mr. Salim began, "when I was your age, I felt like the world was too big and I was too small. But I learned something that changed everything. Every storm passes if you learn to navigate it." Over the next hour, Mr. Salim shared stories of his own struggles as a young boy, tales of failure and redemption, and lessons learned the hard way. He spoke of the importance of self-discipline, the power of small, consistent efforts, and the value of seeking help when needed. "Life is a marathon, not a sprint," Mr. Salim said. "Focus on taking one step at a time. And remember, asking for help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength." That conversation marked a turning point for Amir. It was as if Mr. Salim's words had unlocked something within him, a spark of hope, a glimmer of resilience. The road to recovery. Amir decided to take Mr. Salim's advice to heart. He began by setting small, achievable goals for himself. Instead of aiming for straight A's, he focused on improving one subject at a time. Math, his weakest subject, became his first target. He sought help from his teacher, who was pleasantly surprised by Amir's newfound determination. Gradually, his efforts paid off, and his grades started improving. Amir also worked on building his confidence. He joined the school's drama club, encouraged by Mr. Salim's advice to step out of his comfort zone. Though terrifying at first, performing on stage became a way for Amir to express himself and connect with others. Through the drama club, he made friends who shared his interests and accepted him for who he was. At home, Amir started communicating more openly with his parents. He shared his struggles and aspirations, and to his surprise, his father became more supportive. "I just want what's best for you," his father admitted one evening. "But I see now that I need to support you, not pressure you." The conclusion: escaping the turmoil. By the end of his teenage years, Amir had transformed. The boy who once felt overwhelmed and lost had become resilient and self-assured. He learned to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth and to celebrate small victories along the way. Amir's journey wasn't without its setbacks. There were moments of doubt and failure, but he no longer saw them as insurmountable obstacles. Instead, he viewed them as stepping stones on the path to becoming the person he aspired to be. Reflecting on his journey, Amir realized that escaping the turmoil of his early teenage years wasn't about running away from his problems. It was about facing them head-on, seeking guidance, and believing in his ability to overcome. The lessons he learned during those formative years stayed with him, shaping the man he would become. And so, Amir's story stands as a testament to the power of resilience, the importance of seeking help, and the transformative impact of small, consistent efforts. For every young boy or girl feeling overwhelmed by the storms of adolescence, Amir's journey offers a beacon of hope, the assurance that every storm, no matter how fierce, can be navigated and overcome.